Yesterday, we reported on a Tennessee football team whose prayers over the last 6 years yielded an almost unbroken string of defeats. Perchance its players need to talk to a South Carolina couple who claim a most incredible miracle. Their home was flooded up to 5 feet in a rare storm event that hit the American East Coast a few weeks ago. In fact, numerous storms are said to have caused billions of dollars worth of damage over several days, forcing people to evacuate and hope for the best. Having to leave without much notice, the Pierce family didn't have time to think about packing and left a lot of things where they were, including 2 items that were particularly important to the couple: a Bible and a tithing check for the local church. The holy book was left lying on a chair and the check on a table nearby. When the floodwaters receded, Mr. and Mrs. Pierce returned to find that most of their belongings were ruined, but the Bible and the check were untouched by the waters that most certainly reached higher than both cherished objects. Their theory is that both pieces of furniture miraculously floated gently enough so as not to disturb the items, and then when the water receded, the furniture settled gently to the floor. And now they thank God because, in spite of having lost almost everything, they still have their lives, their Bible, and the church will get its money. God does indeed move in mysterious ways. New Hartford, in central New York State, was recently the scene of a gruesome killing at the reclusive Word of Life Church, housed in what was once a high school. Lucas Leonard was rushed to the hospital from injuries that the hospital was told were from an assault. The young man later died, and it was determined that he had been beaten by his own father, Bruce Leonard, and mother, Deborah Leonard, aged 65 and 59 respectively, as well as 4 other church members. In all, 6 church members were arrested for their participation in the beating, and several other children were turned over to Child Protective Services while the investigation continues. Lucas's brother, Christopher, also received injuries, but his life was not in danger. Police have been informed that both brothers were often beaten this way to get them to confess to their sins so that they could be forgiven. People who lived near the church stated that they did not make good neighbors since strange sounds would come from the building at all hours of the night. The church primarily consists of just a few families who don't interact much with the outside world. Many consider them to be a cult. A story is being reported on RT, the western branch of the Russian government's propaganda arm, which suggests that since the collapse of the former Soviet Union and the reintroduction of religious liberty, Western-style personality cults have also been given the liberty needed to flourish. The report focuses on 38-year-old Andrei Popov, a visually impaired man recently arrested by Russian police after receiving confirmation of illegal activity. Popov, who previously called himself Archbishop Roman, now uses the moniker the God Kuzia, after his deceased parrot. He also refers to himself as the God who created Christ. He has also previously claimed to be the reincarnation of several Russian saints and mystics, as well as the risen Christ and the personification of the angel Gabriel. According to witnesses, Popov has several wives and a harem, and he frequently beats his women with a strap and slaps them in the face. He has also reportedly amassed a substantial fortune by requiring his followers to sell their homes and pocketing the windfall. In one raid, police say they netted 43 million rubles and several rare and exotic animals. In a previous raid, police claimed to have confiscated 240 million rubles and a cache of child pornography.